Welcome. Another episode of OG Talk Channel. This is Chase, and I'm very excited to talk to y'all today. Why am I excited to talk to y'all today? Because guess what? The world done got crazy. Yes, the world has gotten crazier. But the reason why I wanted to jump on here today is I saw something the other night on the Joe Rogan podcast, right? And it was a lady, a Republican, a woman, Republican. I'm not going to say her name only because I don't want to copyright strike. But what she was talking about was how the U.S. is now admitting to having contact with interdimensional beings. Aliens, if you would, right? And for, the Joe Rogan podcast is probably one of the biggest podcasts in the world, I would think, especially from an entertainment genre. I think they gave Joe, $250 million for his Spotify thing, his Spotify deal, $250 million. You don't give $500 million, $250 million to someone if the podcast is not generating a lot of views. So, why am I excited about this? Awareness. Aren't you guys noticing that more and more people are getting aware now, and now people aren't being afraid to just tell what the truth is? Okay, let me ask you guys a question, right? Because I like to look at things in logical ways, right? Why are there human beings on this earth, right, that think that there is no way that other than human beings there can be no life forms anywhere else in the universe? Why do humans think that? Why is this so crazy to think when you look in the skies at night and you see endless amount of stars and galaxy and all this stuff, right? And stuff you can see in the, you can just look in the sky in a telescope and you can just see all these formations. And what do you think is out there? You really think that's like tall people put Christmas lights in the middle of the sky? Like what? Why is this so far-fetched to think I can't even say the word. It's bugging me out now. Why is it so hard to think that there's other beings out here? And why do we assume, right? Is it Star Trek or what is this shows? That somehow other life form is somehow going to destroy humans. If that was the goal, right? Humans are pretty easy to beat. You know why humans are easy to beat? Because we can't even get along with each other. So any group of anything coming from another planet, we are just dead ass. What are we gonna do? We can't even vote. We can't even vote and then agree who won the vote. And then the person who get the most, the person that votes and doesn't get the most votes. It's not. The person with the most votes don't get to be president. That's kind of crazy that has happened in our history, that you can lose the popular vote and still be president. That's still bugged out to me because I thought the whole point of the voting system was, hey, it's a democracy. The person with the most votes gets to win the election, but that's not even the case. But I don't even care about that because arguing over the election is just ridiculous. Like, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It's all pre-planned, y'all. Stop. But, and more people are just being honest about what they're seeing. You have whistleblowers who are deep into these space programs and like the whistleblowers, as they say, that are telling you the truth as to what's going on there, but you just still don't want to believe it. If you really think that those stars and things you see in the sky are like hung up there by somebody, or they're just elaborate Christmas lights for earthlings to look at? That's what you think? Like, come on. Like, of course there are other beings. Like, he's God, he can make anything. If he wants to make other beings on other planets, like, why are we so like scared of that? Right? Like, I don't know, man. I don't know, but I don't know. This was all over the place today, but the more, like, when I see people still think like they live in this box, like I really do sometimes, for real. And I think I've said this before. So I went to Burger King today. I had to get me something for lunch real quick on the road. Not really a fast food guy. I don't really, but hungry today. Okay, so why, like, they talk about the lists, right? And you got people on this side of it, and you got people on that side of it, right? What? Why can't we just get to the truth and get it out the way? I know things are going to hurt a lot of people, but they're all distractions. I think it's pretty clear. But at the end of the day, none of that matters. Because no matter what people have as the truth, people's individual truths are in here. So you can have all the evidence in the world. If you try to talk to a closed-minded person, you are getting absolutely nowhere. You're getting nowhere. They like, the world, like when we were kids, like they tried to convince us that. You ever really think about Santa Claus? Like they don't put, people still celebrate. They're still telling their kids that Santa Claus is real. But okay, cool. So think about this, right? When we were kids, right? Now you get older, you see how ridiculous it is. So you're telling me that probably a 66-year-old, Caucasian gentleman who is very overweight somehow flies in the air, right? with reindeer. Reindeer flies this guy in the air. Like they can just fly in the air. And this guy somehow comes down people's chimneys. Now, most of us, and I remember this as a kid, I'm like, but we lived in an apartment at a point. Like, we didn't have a chimney, but that didn't matter, I guess. So, like, we just lie for a living. We just tell people anything and make them believe it. Like, so this guy is just dropping off, he's doing breaking and enterings, dropping off Christmas gifts to everybody in the world, right? Like, that's what we're telling our kids. Like, you can get people to believe anything, man. And they really will believe anything, and they will fight everything tooth and nail. But the reason why I wanted to bring up that Republican that was on Joe Rogan's podcast, and how elegant, how captivating her telling the story was. And I'm not going to link it, and I'm not going to do anything like that. You can just do your own research. But, her talking about, the truth that we know that there's interdimensional beings or aliens or whatever. Like, we know this. Like, it's only the people who are still trying to act like they don't see what's going on. Like, they just have blinders on, y'all. Anyway, on a positive note, today, like I said, is a Friday. I hope you guys have a terrific weekend. Don't let the negativity get to you if you can avoid it. Certain situations we can't avoid, but I'm choosing to be more positive. I have a lot of things going after me right now, y'all. If I'm being real, like, I'm under a lot of life pressure right now, but I'm sure we all are, right? And I'm taking on something right now that I've never done before, and it's scary in a sense. I can say that, like, it's nothing wrong. Like, right now I'm doing a bunch of things and I'm doing it afraid. not afraid to take the risk, but we all sometimes can be afraid of outcomes, and I'm afraid of outcomes sometimes. Do I take this risk? And if I fall flat on my face as someone who, lives alone, and, most of my adult life, I've just had to figure it out, by myself with, even whatever. I'm not even going to old relationships, but basically, like, you got to be real sure if you're gonna make certain moves, and but if you don't go for it, then you're just gonna stay stuck and you're never gonna do anything. So I'm in a real hard transition in my life right now, but I'm noticing more and more as I'm, I guess, ascending. I'm finding myself more and more to care about the results. I don't really care about how it ends up now. You know what I do want? I want people to live in truth. And I want us to end all the hatred. That's what I want to see. So you know what I do every day when I'm out in these streets and I'm in these different locations and everything? Even though I do record from the house most of the time, I want you to hear me and hear me deep, okay? You are the star that we've all been waiting for. We're waiting on you. We're waiting on you, star. But right now, I know it's hard for you and it's hard for all of us because they are really clamping down, and a lot of us are facing some real dark times, or we're in the middle of them and we're trying to get out of it, or we're trying to just hold on. I will leave y'all with this for this weekend, all right? And always keep this close to you and tell yourself this every day if it helps, right? As long as you don't lose your faith, you can't lose. I don't care what it is that you're going through, okay? Hear me deep. Hear me deep. As long as you don't lose your faith, you will not lose, all right? You only lose when you lose your faith and you lose your fight. Your faith and your fight, that dog in you, and that's women too, women and men. It ain't gender specific. You got that dog in you. You got that dog in you. I know you got that dog in you. All right? They coming for us right now. If you are a person of light, no matter how you want to take that, I never try to think of myself as any better or worse than anybody else. I have been either blessed or cursed, you may say, with getting this type of introduction into this other world that I couldn't tell people about. And now more people are waking up to it. It's a hard life, but they're not gonna just lay down and let no. It always, and it will be a fight, but don't let it discourage you. You got a dog in you. There's a part in you that's saying, I'm not going to quit. I'm going to keep going, even though it don't look, even though it's not fair. Even though it's not fair, you're going to keep fighting because you know at the end of the day, you're going to win, right? Okay? You can't lose your faith, though. That's the one thing that will always, as long as you keep your faith, you can keep fighting. All right? Hey, keep that chin up. Keep that chin in. Don't keep that chin up. Don't let them wear you down. It's hard though, man. It's hard. It's hard all the stuff we going through. But, you know, as always, you keep your faith and you keep your fight. It ain't about being perfect. It ain't about what it looks like. And lastly, every day, try to find somebody out there that you can help, all right? Again, the mantra is always, Lord, please find me someone that I can help today, that I can bless today, all right? Find somebody out there, giving them an encouraging word, give them a smile, give them a, hey, how you doing, you know? That's all it take, y'all. That's all it take. And it's one at a time. It's gonna take a while, but we could do this. All right? We get the negativity out of there and we stay positive and we keep going forward. I love each and every one of y'all, all right? And I'm fighting with y'all out here. You don't know me and you don't see me, and I don't see y'all, but I know energetically through this screen, your brother Chase is fighting with you out here, you know? Love you all. Have a great weekend. Actually, I'll probably upload another video tomorrow. I don't know. I feel like talking to my peoples out there. All right? Later.